Earl Spencer on new podcast spills that Meg secretly recorded the royals' interaction. Charles Spencer is of course related to the royal family through his late sister Princess Diana. The Earl is also famously a descendant of King Charles I, even writing a popular book about the monarch. But the 59-year-old also shares another special royal connection, and this one is related to Queen Elizabeth II. As he shared in a recent episode of his podcast Rabbit Hole Detectives, when he was a child in the 1970s, Charles acted as a page for the late Queen. Speaking to his co-hosts Richard Coles and Dr. Kat Jarman, the historian and author said, "In the mid-70s I was a page of honour to the late Queen, and you were really on duty very few times a year, and one of them was at the state opening of Parliament. And you're wearing full-on 18th century kit, really hot, and the old TV lights in those days were incredibly hot. So the Colonel Blair Stuart Wilson, I remember, would take us aside before the ceremony and teach us how to get through the shattering heat and not faint. It was to do with just gently, because this was all televised. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. While the Queen was speaking, presenting the bill of what's coming up in Parliament, you just rock gently on front of your feet, and it's meant to keep your circulation going. I think it's just disengaging from the extreme discomfort around you." Then Charles Spencer revealed the Queen to be a delicately intelligent person. When asked about the Megxit incident, Charles gave his flat thoughts but didn't intend to attack anyone. Meghan did keep a diary of all family interactions with audio and video documentation. Charles Spencer used to warn the Queen to keep a record of everything, because he himself didn't accept Meghan to marry Harry and enter the Spencer family. The palace staff were told that Meghan didn't want to fit in, she didn't want to be accepted, and was setting things up for failure. She can think that she's got dirt on the royals, but we all know how off her timing is, and what she has in ammunition is nothing compared to what the royals have. The late Queen surprised palace aides and members in the royal family as she threw a tantrum after Meghan stalked Princess Charlotte and took photos. At one point she excused herself to another room to make a phone call. She snuck into the room and snapped a couple of quick photos of the child. When Catherine found out, though she was alarmed, the family had just met her, and Catherine couldn't believe that Meghan would try to photograph a child without parental consent in the few seconds they were alone. The actress tried to pass it off as some sort of innocent spur-of-the-moment decision, but Catherine never trusted her again after that. The meet-up didn't bring them together as a family. If anything, it created distrust and a desire to keep a safe distance from Meghan. From the incident, there was a rule from the Queen that Meghan can never be allowed on palace grounds or any royal residence by herself. She must be accompanied by Harry or a member of staff.